Good evening, everybody. We have a very special night planned. We have the Honorable Judge Alcorona here to swear in a few of our elected officials. And once we do that, we'll go from there. Okay? So let's start with oaths of the elected supervisors.
Can you go first?
Doesn't matter, I mean, you're on the list, I'll go.
Thanks, my people aren't all in the room.
That's fine. You just want to hear the oath first.
It's a little long. Wherever you want me to do it.
Okay, where do you want me to stand at? It's your approach. We need to do it this many times.
A lot. That's fine.
It's good here?
Yeah, just put your hand on the Bible. Repeat after me.
Okay.
I, Kevin McDevitt,
I, Kevin McDevitt,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of Township Supervisor in East Narberth Township,
of Township Supervisor in East Norton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can bring her out.
He has to be there.
Yeah, bring everybody up.
All right. I, Jamila Winder,
I, Jamila Winder,
do solemnly
do
swear
solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this
and
Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of Township Supervisor in East Narberth Township,
of Township Supervisor of East Narberth Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. I, Dennis DeSanto Jr.,
I, Dennis DeSanto Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this
and
Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of Township
and I
Supervisor
will discharge the duties of Township Supervisor
in East Narberth Township,
East Narberth Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
And next is our tax collector.
I, Rosemary McCoy,
I, Rosemary McCoy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of tax collector in East Narberth Township,
of tax collector in East Norton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. I, Don Benton,
I, Don Benton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of Constable in East Narren Township,
of Constable in East North Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Oh, you want another one? I'll take that now.
I'm smiling, you know?
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Judge Alvarado. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda is the appointment of temporary chair. I'd like to open up a motion for nominations for temporary chair. At this time, I'd like to make a motion for Supervisor DeSanto to be our temporary chair at this time.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor McDevitt. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. All right, so election of chair. I'd like to call for nominations for the position of chair for the Board of Supervisors in East Narren Township. Would anyone care to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to nominate Mr. Joseph Cabanas as our new chair.
All right, Supervisor DePiero nominates Supervisor Gavanis as permanent chair. Would anyone care to second the motion?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor Winder. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Congratulations, Chair.
Congratulations.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the election of a vice chair. Before I do that, however, I just want to make a comment, real brief. I commend my predecessor, Chairwoman DePiero, for all she's done this past year. It's been a difficult year. She handled it well, with grace and professionalism, and she's to be commended for that. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to open nominations for vice chair of the Board of Supervisors.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Jamila Winder for the position of Vice Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor DeSanto.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor McDevitt. Any other motions? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. Vice Chair. Okay, item number 8 on the agenda for the reorg meeting and roll call. I guess we'll start with Dave Christ.
Dave Chris, Director of Finance. Bob Hart, Township Manager.
Still Supervisor Dennis DeSanto.
Supervisor Ashley DePiero.
Supervisor Kevin McDevitt.
Supervisor Jamila Winder.
And Chairman Joe Gavanis. All right, item number 10, appointment of the Township Manager / Secretary and the approval of the new agreement. Oh, yes, I did. Before that, we will stand please for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. secretary and the approval of the new agreement. I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Robert Hart as our township manager / secretary.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor DePiero. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Hart. All right, appointment of operating officials for 2022. I'm going to list these operating officials, and first we'll have one motion. But I'll list the operating officials that we're going to motion for. Chief of Police, Brandon Pasquale. Finance Director / Treasurer, David Christ. Zoning Officer, James Sullivan. Alternate Zoning Officer, Jonathan Redmond.
I'll put that in form of a motion.
Put in the form of motion by Supervisor DeSanto. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor DePiero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. Resolution number 2849, appointment of the Township Auditor. I'd like to call on Mr. Dave Chris to explain this one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Each year, the township, by resolution, appoints a certified public accounting firm to audit the township finances for the prior year and to be our auditor consultant for the current year. Back in November, at the November meeting, the board approved advertising that B. Bergvall and Company would plan to be appointed in January by resolution as the CPA firm for the township. That's required by law, 30-day notice. So we've got duly advertised that. So in front of you is resolution 2849, which appoints B. Bergvall and Company as the township auditor to audit the books for the fiscal year 2021 and to be our township auditors for fiscal year 2022 as well.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint B. Bergvall and Company as our auditor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 13, appointment of township consultants. And here again, I'm going to list them down. There's 3, 6, 7 of them. And then we'll have a motion to follow to appoint them. Township Solicitor, Kilkenny Law. Special Legal Counsel, Rudolph Clark. Consulting Engineer, Remington and Vermick Engineers. Sanitary Sewer Consulting Engineer, Cowell Engineering Corporation. Planner / Traffic Consultant, T&M Associates. Labor Attorney, Obermeyer, Redmond, Maxwell, and Hippel, LLP. Actuary, Conrad C. I'll call for a motion to appoint the township consultants.
I'll put that in form of a motion.
Supervisor DeSanto, put it in form of motion. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 14, East Martin Township Zoning Hearing Board set solicitor compensation rate. I'll make the motion to set the compensation, $195 per hour for the zoning hearing board solicitor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item 15, appointment of Retirement Benefits Advisory Board. This board, well, I'll read a little bit of what the board comprises. It's a member of the Board of Supervisors, which will be Dennis DeSanto, who served as chair of the Retirement Benefit Board. The Township Manager, Robert Hart, who will serve as Chief Administrative Officer of the Pension Funds. The Assistant Township Manager, Jeff Winterbottom, who will serve as Secretary to the Advisory Board. And David Christ, who will represent the non-uniformed employees. And Matt Brennan, who will represent the uniformed employees. Do I have a motion to appoint those gentlemen as members of the Benefits Advisory Board?
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Put the form of motion by Supervisor DePiero. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Supervisor Winder. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Item 16, appointment of open records officer. I will make a motion to appoint the chief of police, Brandon Pasquale, as the open records officer for all police records, and the township manager, Robert Hart, as the open records officer for all other records requests. Do I have a second for that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Appointment of Earned Income Tax Committee delegates. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Finance Director David Christ as the primary voting delegate, Township Manager Robert Hart as the first alternate voting delegate, and Assistant Township Manager Jeff Winterbottom as second alternate voting delegate. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor DePiero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18, motion to fix the treasurer's bond. I'll make a motion to fix the treasurer's bond at $2 million. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second.
Second by Supervisor Sano. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19, designation of depositories. I'll make a motion that Bryn Mawr Trust, PLGIT, and TD Bank are eligible as the township depositories. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor Puro. All in favor?
Aye. Sorry.
Any opposed?
Bye, Mark.
Motion carries. All right. Okay, item 20, set regular and special meeting dates and holidays for 2022. We have a copy of the proposed dates. Do we have to go through all of these dates? Or we just set it as? Yeah, find it back here.
You don't have to approve it, Mr. Chairman, you don't have to approve it, will be posted on the website, so you can refer to that for
Okay.
general public.
Okay, because it is a whole page worth of stuff, so they have to read them. Yeah, but it's the usual holidays to be observed by the township and nothing on the website, as well as the meeting dates for all the boards and commissions for the year. So, do I have a motion to approve the dates for 2022?
I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Okay, motion made by Supervisor McDevitt. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor Piro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 21, resolution number 2850, Township Fee Schedule Update and Affirmation. And I'd like to have Township Manager Hart review this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before you tonight is really just a housekeeping item. Every year we approve, the board approves the township fee schedule. There are no changes for you in front of you now. We are in the process of reviewing it, so come spring there may be some slight tweaks. But for tonight, it's literally the same as last year. It's just being confirmed, and that's what's before you.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution for the fee schedule for 2022?
So moved.
Supervisor Sano, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor Piro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, certified delegates to the PSAT's annual convention. I'll make a motion to designate the supervisors and the manager as delegates to the 2022 PSAT's annual conference. And there'll be one supervisor that would have to be the voting delegate for East Martin Township. I've done it in the past, I'd be willing to do it again if everybody approves. So I ask for a motion to put all that in the record, and do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 23, appointment of member to the following boards, commissions. So I'm going to list these boards and commissions, and then I'll ask for a motion to approve these members. The Vacancy Board, Patricia Mark, one-year term expiring 12/31/2022. The Planning Commission, Edward Kavanaugh and Jeffrey Nolan, four-year terms, each expiring 12/31/2025. Traffic Advisory Committee, Peter Consolano, John Freeman, James Sarator, Anthony Termina, Joseph Tarantino, Keith Tornetta, and George Schools, all with one-year terms expiring 12/31/2022. The Historical Advisory Commission, Joan Lenhart, a 5-year term expiring 12/31/2026. The Industrial Development Authority, Robert Hart, and there's another open position which will be named later, for a 5-year term expiring 12/31/2026. And finally, the Human Relations Commission, Darwush Danny Ivanoff and Don Ben, 3-year terms, each expiring 12/31/2024. I'll put it in the form of a motion to appoint these members to these boards. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor DeSanto. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 24. Accept John Cole's resignation from the Planning Commission. And I'd like to call on Township Manager Bob Hart to go a little deeper into this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, Mr. Cole is the chair of our planning commission. He's been a member, an outstanding member for several years. There has been a opening on the zoning hearing board because one of our members is in the process of moving, relocating outside of the township. Mr. Cole has expressed interest in this opening on the zoning hearing board and has all the qualifications really as an expert in so many of these issues that come before zoning and planning. We think he would make an excellent, I know the board thinks he would make an excellent addition to that. So that's where we are tonight for a resignation, accepting Mr. Cole's resignation from the Planning Commission and then appointing to the zoning board for the appropriate term.
Okay. Well,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
sorry, I know that a few people on the dais have served with Mr. Cole as a planning commission, and I'd like to give them an opportunity to say what they their thoughts on his time on the planning commission. I think that's really good.
Okay.
I'm not one of them, I didn't serve on the planning commission. I just thought someone would like to say something nice.
I did serve with Mr. Cole on the Planning Commission, and I was going to make a comment. I don't know if anybody else, did you serve with him?
I did. I was fortunate enough to serve with John, and he is exceptionally bright, honest, direct, and just a kind person. So although I'm sad to see him leave the Planning Commission, I'm happy that he's going to be kind of in his wheelhouse with the zoning. So thank you so much for serving our community.
And I too served with John on the Planning Commission, and I found him to have a strong knowledge of the building and code for the development, and I think he'll be an asset for the zoning commission.
And I'll just echo that because I did serve with John also. I wouldn't have accepted his resignation had he not wanted to move ahead into zoning, but since he does, I will put forward a motion to accept his resignation from planning and have him move on to zoning. So do I have a second for that?
I'll second that.
Second by Supervisor McDowell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Resolution 2851, East Norton Township Zoning Hearing Board. So now that John is a member, he will be appointed to a 3-year term that expires December 31st, 2024. And alternate member Andrew Kasafi will be appointed to a 3-year term that expires December 31, 2024. So I will make a motion that we approve those two members to the zoning hearing board. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor Pirro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2852, reaffirming a Building Code Board of Appeals. 3 members, Michael McAndrew, Bill Hittman, and Stanley Siegel, to be appointed, and an alternate member to be appointed, we don't have one right now, at a later date, for a 1-year term that expires December 31st, 2022. I'll make that in the form of a motion that we reaffirm those 3 members of the Building Code Board of Appeals. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second.
Second by Supervisor Luciano. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, citizens to be heard. Anybody in the room want to make any comments? Anybody online, Dave? No? Okay, nobody to be heard. Okay, I'll call for a motion to adjourn this meeting then. This is the reorganization meeting.
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Motion made by
I
Supervisor.
hate to see it end.
How long? 28 items. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Supervisor Shapiro. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting's adjourned.